Enter. Enter. The phrasal verb for enter is coming. You can use it in both sentences. For example, she was allowed to enter the building, or she was allowed to come into the building. Vacation. Vacation. The phrasal verb is get away. For example, they couldn't wait for their vacation, or they couldn't wait for their getaway. The word inspect. Inspect. Phrasal verb is look around. Look around. For example, he made sure to inspect the building thoroughly, or he made sure to look around the building thoroughly. We have the word continue. Continue, phrasal verb, this means carry on. Carry on. For example, we continued with our work, or we carried on with our work. Resemble. Resemble. The phrasal verb for resemble is take after. Take after. For example, she resembles a grandmother, or she takes after a grandmother. We have the word return. The phrasal verb for return is come back. For example, her dog waited for her to return home, or a dog waited for her to come back home. Search. Search. The phrasal verb for this is look for. Look for. For example, we searched for the dog all night, or we looked for the dog all night. Care. The phrasal verb for care is look after. Look after. For example, the nurse cared for him, or the nurse looked after him. Extinguish. The phrasal verb for extinguish is put out. Put out. For example, the firefighters were able to extinguish the fire, or the firefighters were able to put out the fire. Reject. Reject. The phrasal verb for reject is turn down. Turn down. For example, Anna rejected his advances, or Anna turned down his advances. Examine. Examine. The phrasal verb for examine is go through. Go through. For example, Adam examined the papers carefully, or Adam went through the papers carefully. Tired. The phrasal verb for tired is worn out. Worn out. For example, I am simply tired, or I am simply worn out. Either way is fine. Confuse. Confuse. The phrasal verb for confuse is mix up. For example, there was a confusion at the store, or there was a mix-up at the store. Notice. Notice. The phrasal verb for notice is pick up on. Pick up on. For example, she was quick to notice the mistakes, or she was quick to pick up on the mistakes. Avoid. The phrasal verb for avoid is keep away from. For example, I was told to avoid them, or I was told to keep away from them. Proceed. The phrasal verb for proceed is go ahead. For example, his boss asked him to proceed with his work, or his boss asked him to go ahead with his work. Wear. The phrasal verb for wear is put on. Put on. For example, we told him to wear a jacket, or we told him to put on a jacket. Tear. The phrasal verb for tear is rip up. Rip up. For example, in an outburst, he tore up the contract, or in an outburst, he ripped up the contract. Tidy. The phrasal verb for tidy is clean up. For example, she promised to tidy up her room, or she promised to clean up her room. Assemble. The phrasal verb for assemble is put together. For example, it took them a while to assemble the car, or it took them a while to put together the car. Panic. The phrasal verb for panic is freak out. Freak out. For example, she was panicking about her exams, or she was freaking out about her exams. Die. The phrasal verb for die is pass away. Pass away. For example, the pastor died yesterday. Or you can say, the pastor passed away yesterday. Violate. The phrasal verb for violate is go against. For example, what she did violated the rules. Or you can say, what she did goes against the rules. Obstruct. The phrasal verb for obstruct is block off. Block off. For example, the road was obstructed, or the road was blocked off. Withdraw. The phrasal verb for withdraw is back out. Back out. For example, we couldn't withdraw from the race, or we couldn't back out of the race. Postpone. The phrasal verb for postpone is put off. Put off. For example, the ceremony was postponed for valid reasons, or the ceremony was put off for valid reasons. Since you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.